hiking on this trail, and I'm on Island Wies, and I'm going for a quick morning ride. I will go, I don't know if you can see from the sun, to the top of that hill with this road, which has a completely nice scenery while you are pedaling up. Following days I will do some more riding and do a review of the bike. Came from here, we'll go up here with that macadam and then do this hiking trail. I'm here for a few weeks, but first week I was still working, so I didn't do much riding. I did 1 or 2 rides. Point of this video, that's why it's in English, will be like I don't know, mid-term review of Ekano 2 e-bike. I have it now for, what is it, 3 months. I have some thoughts on it already, so I will share them. I will try to port on myself like 1 kilometer up on this tarmac now, but it doesn't work. Oh, now it worked. Okay, so I'm now here on top of this macadam road, which now starts to descend a bit. But anyhow, yeah, I will talk about the bike every now and then, and maybe one of these days in which I will place in the same video, I will just stop somewhere to show you the bike when I will have a bit more time. This is my, actually I think, 3rd favorite, or maybe 3rd favorite trail here. Okay, enough chatter. I will try to go and run the trail completely without stopping. I won't put it in a video completely, but I will just try and not to stop on the trail to rest my hands, because actually sometimes it requires some rest if you're not fit enough. So all these trails are full of these switchbacks. This was the wrong line, for sure. Whoa. I don't know if you see, but it's quite exposed on the right side. So if you fall, now I hit there one big loose rock, and it completely changed my direction, like completely. Okay, it didn't change it completely, because that would mean I would go backwards, but you get the point. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what happened there. Whoa! I don't know if you saw a huge snake. These snakes are completely harmless. There is no poisonous snakes on the islands here. Oh my god, I didn't even manage to mention it, but on the right there is another trail end. That's it from today's ride. In some of the following rides throughout this video I will just stop and talk about the bike a bit, so stay tuned. See you. So it's the next day and I'm riding on the opposite direction. Last time I was on that hill, now I'm going on this side. And yeah, since I'll do as I said some checking of the bike, I want some actual data, for instance for battery life, so that's why I don't want to ride with this road. It's really mellow uphill. I mean, scenery is great, but I want to drain the battery a bit, so I'm going to take the Katsi, and there is some trail I didn't actually ride, so I'll go uphill with that trail, and I will share with you on Strava the ride and how much battery I got left by riding stuff like this, so that you have that information in general for e-bikes, not only for Ekano, because I know a lot of people do ask a question about how much the battery lasts, but that completely depends on the rider, trails, fitness of the rider, and so on. And by the rider, of course, I mean also his weight. So the trail is actually challenging on some parts. You cannot just sit, relax and pedal. But I'm still not that skilled in pedaling with the e-bike up. And they say you don't get tired on e-bike. Oh my god. Whew, this is the last part, I think, of the trail. I picked up so many of these bloody spiders. Oh my god. Scenic place with mentions of the islands that you actually one island that is one of 3 volcanic islands in Croatia. Let's move on. Okay, so continuing the ride, I'm now in a small place called Ebike, which would translate to under the caves. Came from here, and this is where I actually went with that hiking trail up instead of going by this road. And now I'll go to the top of this hill and go with this trail. This is my favorite trail, I think, on Vis. And then from here I will continue somewhere around here and go with this. This is like a more, I think, the more intense trail on the island. So I will see what the battery life will be like in the end. I will put, as I said, Strava screenshot to see the distance, altitudes and so on. And this place here, it's called, I will just say it as it's written down, it's Glava. They say it locally a bit differently here, but I don't want to butcher the pronunciation. But anyhow, what it would translate to is a woman head or lady head. I assure you there's no heads there. Yeah, I'll try to compensate my poor writing skills with telling bad jokes, so maybe that will help to survive the video. And yeah, I forgot to say, all of this on Island V's I was actually riding on my enduro bike, so I can compare the feeling of pedaling all this uphill stuff now and then. And I think I already said Island V's is like let's say military island, or was military island, also in World War II, and later it was locked down for tourists during the war in Croatia. So for instance, around the island there is like a shitload of sunken flying fortresses that if you are a diver can visit, of course, with a diving team. I think it was actually called Island of Last Hope or something like that for returning bombers from their bombing missions. So if they were damaged a lot, then they basically would try to land on island, or I guess crash around the island. I bought the bike with EP600 motor because I didn't care about 300 grams more weight on that one as opposed to EP800, and the price was I think 400 euros difference, so it didn't make much sense to me. And what I noticed now is something I didn't see when I was ordering it, that actually EP600 is coming with this switch only, without the screen. And the problem with that is you don't know what is your battery level until it falls to 20%, and that is in my opinion already too late, because it's green all the time up until that point, and then it goes red, and then on 10% it starts blinking. And it would be much better if they graded that down to have a orange, yellow and so on, so that you know where are you at, because now I am either at 90% or at 40% or 30%, which is not that great, but I think I can get that screen, place it here, and I think it's just this cable going to that screen and from the screen going here, and that should be it, I think, if I checked it correctly. And I configured a lot more of these assistance modes. I mean, not a lot more. By default it's 3. I added in middle range like 3 or 4 more, just because turbo is too much assistance, as I already maybe mentioned. And on gravel, uphills and so on, if it's a bit technical, you basically just start spinning your wheel, and you cannot start from one place and just start pedaling because it's just too much power all of a sudden. So I kinda adjusted that power output. For instance, here in turbo I would probably spin a lot more and lose traction, but now I am at some 30% or something like that, and it goes without a problem. My bike actually fell now when I leaned it on the wall, and I scratched my rear triangle just 1 or a bit less than 1 centimeter above the ride wrap, of course. Okay, look at this. I don't know if you can see these 3 spiders, 1, 2 and 3. That is a big one there. I think that one will become the one from Lord of the Rings. But anyhow, you catch a lot of these with your face on the trails, because what they do is they make this net from, for instance here, from this tree to this tree, even if it's like 5 meters away. And interesting part with that is how they do it is that they wait for a wind into wanted direction, and they make a small parachute out of their web, and they let the parachute to the other side, or them with the parachute together, with leaving of course web on this side as well. And then they make this seagull or bird catching web, or fly catching web. I don't know what they are catching because they're big. But yeah, it's not fun when you catch the net with your face, because net is really strong, so I hate it. And I mean, I know they're trying to get away from you as fast as possible, so the feeling is mutual, but it's anyhow not that fun. So that's a bit of arachnology, or I think it's called like that, for you. So we had a history lesson, arachnology lesson, so we'll see what I will have in store. So this is definitely the best view of Komija you can actually have on Island Vis, and there I can see it, but I don't think you'll manage to see it on the camera. Is Italy. It's actually this is like riding on glass. One more thing I didn't mention about the battery. So this is it's stated 636 watt-hour battery, but it's actually 600 watt-hour battery. I don't know why is that so mentioned. I don't know, I didn't ask about it. But anyhow, we'll see how it holds on today's ride. Okay, let's jump in the trail. Oh, some big rocks. I don't know if it's noticed how actually the bike is completely silent. Like you can't hear any rattle on the bike, like at all. Engine even, you just hear the tires and suspension, which I really love. I usually don't like the silent hubs. This one has it, and I just spiders. I just got adjusted to it, and I love it now because you can actually hear the terrain and everything, and I just love that now. Okay. I have to be a bit more careful since I forgot everything on this trail, and this is what happens. I think last year my cousin nearly fell on this same place on the trail. Oh, fucking shit. Ooh, my arm hurts. Oh, this is not good. It hurts a lot. This is a drop here. I can't believe I fell on a stupidest place actually. Oh fuck, my left arm is killing me. But I want to enjoy the trail as much as I can until the end. Then I'll stop and see what's wrong. Like the problem on these trails is, I mean, if you fall down, you are most likely injure yourself, like scratch or whatever, since it's only rock that you can fall on. These are the most horrible stairs that you can experience here. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, 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 fuck. Yeah, looks like in the end I won't be going further on that downhill trail. I'm heading back instead. My hand hurts a lot. I don't think it's anything serious, it's just strained something because my thumb is here in the root of it, like hurting like crazy, and I cannot hold on my handlebars tight. I think it's a smart choice then to call it for the day and not to injure myself furthermore, because that downhill trail is pretty with a lot of chunky rocks and so on. I mean, you can see it in my last year video as well. And now I'll try just to find a quiet place without wind to try say a few more words about the bike. Oh my god, there's still a lot of wind here, but at least this nice scenery. This is now that road which I avoided going up with, and I went over the hill there. I just probably landed like in a wrong position with my thumb or something on a rock and strained something. Finally I found a place where I can stop without the wind. Fucking shit, it hurts. But okay, anyhow. So for the wheels, these are Newman Performance 30. They were just a base set of wheels. So far they are completely true. And I mean, given my weight with my riding kit, I am, let's round it out to 100 kilograms. Bike and in XL it's 25 kilograms. Okay, minus the wheels, but so far wheels are great, no spoke broken and so on. And you see the chunky terrain here. So it's I didn't say SGI on the front, DHR2 on the back. Now, not to go into casings and so on, minor detail, I just prefer Maxxis over Schwalbe, and that's it why I took them. And of course, what I was saying, mullet I don't like them. Not that I don't like them, I have a problem with different size wheels in my head, but it just feels much more comfortable. The bike, for instance, on steep terrain, it has stack height like a lot more than, for instance, my enduro bike, mostly because of that as well, because the rear wheel is smaller, so you feel much more upright on the bike when you're riding. You can do whips easier with mullet bike. I do them a lot, but after my whips I usually wake up in the morning, so let's not count that in. Okay, from the wheels going to the brakes. These are Formula Cura 4 brakes. I know I took them, they were a bit on some discount, and I was checking in, they were a bit better than the offered Shimano brakes. I don't know which were they at the time, maybe SLX, and I had SLX on all my previous bikes, never had issues with those as well. I mean, given my weight and the bike's weight, they didn't fade. I mean, they of course got cooking, but they didn't fade that much. So yeah, that's for the brakes. The suspension, I went with Fox Factory 38. I know it's maybe too much fork for me still, and this one is even with X2 damper, not the like grip X2, not the grip 2 damper. I don't know if it was planned like that or they just didn't have the older forks or something, but anyhow, it's great. Not that it means much to me. I wanted to take this because it was as well on discount, and I just prefer it over Zeb, which is maybe easier to configure properly, but I don't know, maybe in the long run I will like this one more when I configure it completely properly. Like in the beginning it was horrible, now it's much more better, but we'll see what can I pull out of it still. For the rear shock, I just wanted to go with the same Kashima style, so it's full float X. I didn't want any coil suspension, which was offered at the time. I don't know, I never rode it, never used it, so I just feel like this is much more better for me, not to take a wrong spring, than to return it and so on. But yeah, that's for that. Other than that, I already mentioned I didn't know that I won't have a screen. The dropper post is by Yoki or whatever it's the name, it's 185, and for me on this frame it's enough. But yes, so that's it from the equipment on the bike, nothing else to mention. Mud guards, that's something I bought. It's mud hugger on front and RRP on the back. I just leave them like this. I like the look. And for the problems with the bike, I would just say from the start I had a problem with this battery fitment, because I needed two people actually to put the battery back in because it just couldn't latch on. I contacted Propain, they said that probably the holder on the bottom side of the battery is like 1 or 2 millimeters too far up, and that's why the battery has a problem like going back in. That I can ship them the bike and they will sort it out, but that would just take an eternity given that I waited for a bike for like 2 months. I didn't want to be bothered by it, so what I did was just like continue pushing it that way. Now it's a bit easier to put it in, at least it's a snug fit, so let's say it's fine now. And I had a lot of rattle, which I know maybe you saw on my first video if you watched when I assembled the bike. There was like a huge rattle of the bike coming from the front. I could not know, like could not find out what it is, and it was in the end the rattle of the brake pads in these Cura 4 brakes, because that small metal plate was not pushing them outwards strong enough, so they were rattling like crazy. But I got sorted. I sorted that out, so that is fine now as well. And one thing I don't like on the shock, I didn't mention it, the rebound knob is a bit like not wrongly, but weirdly positioned, so it's really hard to, you know, put your I can't use this hand, put your fingers around it to adjust it. I don't know, but I mean it's just because of the frame design. But anyhow, I love the bike so far, and yeah, maybe in a few months I will do additional video of like a long-term review if I will see some issues with it and so on. But so far so good. Now I'll try to go further down. I don't know how I will edit this in the video or edit the information, but now on Strava you can see information from this run here, so you can pause it. And now I will put information about a ride where I went like uphill for 20 kilometers or so, and it was I drained my battery. Basically I was in turbo all the time, pushing the bike just to be as fast as possible. So you can see there, until the top I was, I think, on red already. The bike was on 90% when I started, and until the top it was on 20%, and until the bottom of the trail I was at 10 or something, and then I was basically saving my battery until I reached the apartment. But anyhow, that's it from this video. I hope you like it. My hand hurts like crazy. I don't think it's visible. There is a huge blob of blood forming, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.